back-to-back record months in terms of where I've made the most money for myself. Closing last month was about 49%. This month has been 48%. Most cash collected last month. I've now had even more cash collected this month. Having now invested in this and worked and been on the calls with yourself, it's given me that certainty because within 6 weeks I'd made my money back. Since I did it, everything's got better. My close rate has got better. My congruency, there's congruency there. I'd also say as well is that how you turn up to the calls is way better. And the prospect can definitely feel that in terms of the language and how you come across, your confidence on the calls as well. I've made the investment into working with yourself. I've already made that back, and that's given and built that certainty in me that I know that I give out the money will come back. Since joining, genuinely, my close rate has gone up. I've started this month. I am currently sitting on 100% close rate.
Nice. That's what we like to hear.
So I've closed all the calls I've had so far. We're sat at 100% close rate.
All right then, Dylan. Well, I mean, to start, how about give everybody watching a little bit of background on yourself in regard to the closing space and your journey?
So my journey's been a bit of a long one, really, to be honest with you. Started off as a DM setter, didn't even know what closing even was, really, until I was on a health and fitness offer and was setting and was booking someone these calls in for someone. And then at one point I was actually, why don't I look into closing? My background is recruitment, sales, so in-house and agency. So yeah, after discovering what closing actually was and seeing a closer making £500 an hour, upwards of, was thinking like, yeah, let's get into this. So yeah, got into it, invested in mentorship, and then things didn't go quite to plan. Relocated to Dubai from the UK, ended up putting it on hold. Always something I wanted to do. Ended up getting a bit more settled in Dubai. Yeah, from then ended up having that conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
Really, I think you probably remember it was about October time.
Just for some clarity, how long would you say you'd been in the closing space before that point?
Dabbled with mentorships for probably, I'd say, 8 months. Learning, doing role plays, I wasn't even on an offer, just 8 months of actually just trying to get where I needed to get to, but also I guess held back by, some limiting beliefs as to what I'm actually capable of as well.
Yeah, which I'm sure a lot of people struggle with generally, but particularly people when they first break into the closing space. What was it in particular then that made you want to start working with me?
So we actually closed on the same offer. I'd seen the success that you had. I just guess in terms of actually how you've come across as well, in terms of being pretty authentic, pretty genuine, changing the mindset, and ultimately that conversation we had in October where I was struggling with my mindset and you just basically said, you're overthinking it, just get on an offer and go from there. Effectively, after that conversation, about 2 weeks after, I got on an offer, proper one.
Boom. Took fast action, which is what we like to see. We've been working together properly for just around 2 months now, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Since you first started then and joined the community and the brotherhood, what wins have you had?
Yeah, I mean, look, like back-to-back record months in terms of where I've made the most money for myself. Closing last month was about 49%. This month has been 48%.
Boom.
I've had most cash collected last month. I've now had even more cash collected this month. So I've had more commissions that have come through. And I think a lot of that as well is actually investing in yourself. For me, I used to look at it as something that you can't do, or something I was very scared to do. Having now invested in this and worked and been on the calls with yourself, it's given me that certainty because within 6 weeks I'd made my money back. So I'm now, from a perspective of actually investing in yourself, is the way forward, because it puts you in that position where A, you've got to do something, and then B, once you've done it, you've built that certainty around the fact that you actually can do that.
Amazing, because it really does tie into congruency, which is of course the foundation for everything that we do here. How would you say what I've done has specifically contributed to your success?
In terms of being responsive messaging, coaching, one-to-ones, giving that clarity, being someone who actually listens to the problems through one-to-one and then actually come out with things to actually do.
In regard to the community and the brotherhood that we run, how has just being a part of a group like this and surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals had an impact on you?
It pushes you. You see what other people are doing. You see the success that other people are having as well, and it makes you think, if they're having the success, why can't you? So that's one of it. Also holding each other accountable as well, and being on the calls and going through the call recordings and looking at what we want to improve. We're all learning pretty much off each other in terms of how we want to be. I'm now looking at my calls in a lot more an analytical way. I'm now looking at body language, the things they're saying, where is this coming from, what's the reason behind what they're saying. Really taking a good time to understand that. Since joining, genuinely, my close rate has gone up. I've started this month. I am currently sitting on 100% close rate.
Nice. That's what we like to hear.
So I've closed all the calls I've had so far. now we're sat at 100% close rate.
Mate, that's what we love. You mentioned there that investing into yourself was probably the best decision you've ever made. What would you say to another closer who's sat on the fence about joining a community like ours and investing into bettering their skill set?
I mean, I would say 100% do it. So first of all, since I did it, everything's got better. My close rate has got better. My congruency, there's congruency there. I'd also say as well is that how you turn up to the calls is way better. And the prospect can definitely feel that in terms of the language and how you come across, your confidence on the calls as well. I've made the investment into working myself. I've already made that back, and that's given and built that certainty in me that I know that I give out the money will come back. And that's not only even in closing, this is even in like life. Like I've started doing this for other people, being more generous with my money for other things and other people. I've had my best month commission. You don't even sit there and think about, oh, you spent something on someone. I'm now like, well, I know I'll just make that money back.
If you could give a closer that's in the space one piece of personal, actionable advice, what would that be?
Don't overthink things, especially someone who's getting into it and getting onto their first offer as well, is look, just be prepared to make mistakes and just learn from it. It's not anywhere near as deep as I thought it was. I remember saying to you on those calls, I don't have the skill set, but then how are you ever going to get that skill set without actually getting on an offer?
Just do it effectively.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it. I think I've just perfectly summarized it. Just do it, build that certainty around you, and then move on to the next level of certainty that you want to build.
Awesome. It's been an absolute pleasure, Dylan. Thanks very much for taking the time, and more wins to come as we head into the future.
More wins to come.
Peace.